First impression, they say, matters. But let's see how God makes his own first impression.
Miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you.
Welcome back to my channel. My name is Olgenwa Dilora. This channel is all about dreaming again. When dream don't come to pass, dream again. Irrespective of where you are or what have happened to you. You dreamed before to be where you are. Dream again. You can rise up again. You can move forward again. You can smile again. Don't give up on life. Today we'll be talking about first impression. We'll be told so many things about first impression. Some people told us they don't have second chance to make a good first impression. And we'll also be taught that wherever you are going for interviews or whatever, I say make a good first impression. And so many people put so many effort just to make a good first impression, maybe by dressing well, smile, handshake. But first of all, what is first impression? First impression generally is believed to be the way someone assesses you or the way someone thinks of you after meeting you for the first time. So a first impression is the impression or the assessment or what someone thinks about you after meeting you for the first time. Meeting you for the first time may be through conversation. It might be just someone having a glimpse of you from afar. It may just be, so it may not really be that conversation, but what does the person think after seeing you or meeting you for the first time? It might be positive, it might be negative. So we always encourage to make good first impression. Today we want to look at how God makes his own first impression. To be honest with you, I'm one of the people that believes that first impression can be deceptive. Yes, there are so many things about first impression, but I'm one of the people. I don't always buy with first impression. Yes, first impression may draw the attention, may be captivating. It may bring the initial response of like, oh wow. But for me, I always like to dig further. I always like to dig deeper to see what is actually in this thing or this person. If you follow first impression, you will miss God. Most often, God comes in a coded form, which you have to decode. If you just go by first impression, I believe you will miss God. Let's look at the way God creates his own first impression, starting from the creation of the world. Bible told us how God created the world, the universe, and everything in it, and the 6 days, and rested on the 7th day. In that 6 days, if we look at all God created on that 6 days, what we could see was vegetation, 2 people moving around, and other multitude of animals, different species of animals moving with them. That is what God created. God didn't create the aeroplane that we use today. He didn't create skyscrapers. What we're just seeing was vegetation. Different plants, flowers, whatever, vegetation, white fruits, and 2 human beings moving around. But what God created that he gave to us then was raw material. God most often, I say, he comes in a coded form, and if you are not careful, you will miss him. He gave us that raw materials. What God created on that 6th day is what we are using to recreate other things today. Out of that raw material, aeroplane is coming. There was no wood. He created tree. Today we are making timbers and other products from the wood God gave to us, which sometimes we look at the raw materials and we despise them. I say God comes in a coded form. Look also the way God works in his way. When he sent Moses to Pharaoh to liberate his people, God sent a stammerer, someone that have problem with speech, to go and meet a mighty king as Pharaoh. I wonder how Pharaoh felt. If you know, like God, if this your God is that powerful, why couldn't you heal you of your speech problem and just sending you with an interpreter? I don't think Moses, in the eyes of men, in the qualities of men, might have been the right choice. But God still chose him and used him to fulfill his purpose. Also look at the way Jesus was born. This was the Son of God that had been announced from different generations, thousands of years before he came. He had been announced, a child will be born, a Savior will be born. After all this announcement, a Savior now comes Where was he born? In a manger. Is that where it should be? God, you talked about your son. You talked about the savior of the whole world. And you gave birth to him in a manger. How do you want people to believe in him? I wonder what people thought of him also. Because imagine this place. Where was your birthplace? A manger? With animals? That impression doesn't look good. If you are talking about the savior that will save the whole world, the King of Kings, the Son of God, being born in a manger, no wonder many rejected it. Because where is your birthplace? In the manger. Who is your father? Joseph the carpenter? And Mary? It doesn't sound well. I thought God would have presented him in a big way. But that is the way God works. A king born in a manger. I say God comes in a coded form. If you walk by sight, you will miss God. We've seen so many people and so many things God used. Look at David and Goliath when they faced him. It's not looking at the first sight. No wonder Goliath despised him, because David never looked it. But that was still the plan of God. Most of them say if you follow first impression, you will miss God. Bible says we walk by faith and not by sight. There are some things you will not understand. There are some things that might not look it. There are some situations you can't explain. Like my children, sometimes they ask me questions. They say, Mommy, who created God? I said, God was there. He said, if God made everything, then who made God? How did God just appear? Can you give an answer to that question? No. But we know God has been there. You know he created everything. And so then they'll ask me, okay, Mommy, who make people sin? I say, it's the devil. Devil make people sin. They say, who made devil sin? If the devil disobeyed God, who made him disobey God? I'm just like, can you answer such question? If devil made us sin, then who made him sin when he disobeyed God? Some questions you can answer. The Bible says, by faith we believe. By faith we believe that God created the universe. That's the book of Hebrews chapter 11. And you read that book, Hebrews chapter 11, it talks about faith. So which means we have to walk with God by faith. There are some things that doesn't make sense. It might not look it initially. The Bible says without faith, it is impossible to please God. You have to walk by faith. Trust him in whatever he's doing. He might not look it. I know you have your own prayer request. I know there are things you are believing God for. And the thing he's giving you doesn't look like what you will ask for. Don't work with first impression when it comes to God. I say if you follow first impression, you will miss God. Trust him that he will do the right thing. God has never failed, and God will never fail. Many have been deceived by first impression. The wrong people have been hired by first impression. The right people have been omitted by first impression. Many have missed their blessing because of first impression. Someone might not make the good first impression. It's good. I'm not saying that good first impression is not good. But my own argument is this. If first impression matters, if smiling, they say if you're going for interview, make sure give a good smile, dress well, give a good handshake, greet people well. I say if all these things are good, why not make it our daily lifestyle? If dressing well is the good and nice, why not make it a daily lifestyle? Why not work towards dressing well? If smiling and greeting people is a good first impression, why not make it a lifestyle? I believe in working towards making it a lifestyle than just doing it to achieve a particular purpose at the moment. We come with some crazy ideas. This is it. Why not make it a lifestyle? If helping people is good, why only do it just for good impression? Make it a daily lifestyle. You don't have to act it when you need a special favor. Let it become part of us. That is something we are known for. Many have missed the blessing of God. When Jesus came, he was rejected because he doesn't look it. Because his background doesn't look it. Many DJ rejected him. Don't miss God. And I don't know where you are. Maybe you are not among the people that are not that good in giving first impression. I'm not saying we should be rude, but I say if it is good, let's make it our daily lifestyle. You might not be that butterfly type that just come, everybody smiles. You might make your mistake. You are a human being. The person that is judging you with first impression might not be in a good mood. Finally, I will say, don't work with first impression when it comes to God. God will never deceive us. If we must do it God's way, we must walk by faith and not by sight. Faith is not stupidity. But one thing I know by faith is that if you walk by faith, God will always confirm it at each stage of your life. Don't be deceived by what you see. Many have missed God because of first impression. With my little work with God, I've come to realize that it's not about first impression. You have to be connected by faith. You have to believe God even when it doesn't make sense. Even when the situation is dead. Walk by faith and not by sight. Thereby, you won't miss God. God have planned a lot for you this year. God have planned a lot for you for your life. God have made so many good things in package for you. That opportunity comes most often dressed in work suit, and many have missed it thinking it's work. God might not give you the way you have programmed in your mind, but He have a plan and He has come packaged in a way that it doesn't look like what you asked for. But if you will trust God, if you will walk by faith and accept that package from God, when you open it, you will be shocked that what was actually inside what was you were believing God for. God will never fail you. But try this year. If you must fulfill your dream this year, if you must get all God have planned for you this year, walk by faith and don't walk by sight. Thank you for watching today. I hope you've been blessed. Until next time, bye.